first from all kingdoms, which is representative of this. Now you do have the Babylonian kingdom, which was represented in gold. Then you have the silver, which is the Medo-Persian Empire. Then you have the brass, which is the Grecian Empire. Then you have the, what did I read first? Yeah, the Babylonian, right, the Greeks. And then you have the iron, because they was very strong in military-wise, for example, also. You have the Roman Empire from this BC until AD. As you can see, the timelines is written here and stuff like that. You could stop the video if you want to, or I'll put the link in the description box so you could check this picture out for yourself with patience. And then you have here the fifth one, because it shows you here 1, 2 empire, 3 empire, 4 empire, fourth, and this is then the fifth empire, which is the last one, which we are in right now. The iron and clay cannot stick together because they're enemies. Well, they will be enemies of each other, and they still are now. That's why Edomites are fighting against Edomites, because the Lord said, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall slay each one his own brother. But then iron and clay cannot come together when you build something. That's why they are divided against each other. And shall devour the whole earth, right? And shall tread it down and break it in pieces. That is what they did, especially the Roman Empire, right? They did it kind of. But now, it says here, and the 10 horns out of his kingdom are the 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Isn't he wearing us out right now? We're tired, we're working and stuff like that. We are also the laborers that work in his little queendom, right? But it's also talking about the other nations, because they're going to get angry too. And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of times. We are still given into their hands because we are the saints of the Most High. So this is actually after this, what I'm reading right now. This here. This is now, until now this happens, but this is this will come still. So this is a future prophecy, this verse. This is where we are in right now. This is a future prophecy. And this is what had happened, all this here, right? So it says here, no, wait a minute, until this here. This is what's happening. This has happened. And this is also happening at the same time also, because he is wearing us out. Slavery, for example, he did that. And now he's making us work. Right, your whole life until you're like 70 or something like that. I think he raised the bar of retirement. What age is retirement? Let me see. He raised it until 67. 67. Let me see. I think here's 66, but it was 64. Let me see, UK. It's 66 then. Okay, let me see. Okay, 66. And what, the US? Also 66. Also 66. Okay, cool. But I think he wanted to raise it to 67. And basically almost, like, not every year, but almost a few years, every year, a few years skips. And then, you know, they want to raise it again. Because they want to get you. You know, they want to work you to death, literally. And after that, the pension that you're getting is shit. It's shit worth. Because these people can't even they can't even do things, man. And you're too old to go traveling. You know, stuff like that. But they wear out the saints. And they wear out the rest of the world, but that don't matter. You know, neither do they care for us. So it says here, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. Now this is a future prophecy again. Because the judgment is already done. They already did these things. Right? And they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom under Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. And all dominion shall serve and obey him. Who? Yahweh Shai. All dominions. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations, which is his mind, the act of thinking deeply about something, contemplation. My inner mind much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me. Basically his face, like how he sees things, because countenance means your face. A person's facial expressions, stuff like that. And my countenance changed in me. So the way that he looks at things, the way that he sees things. But I kept the matter in my heart. But he kept it for himself, for example, he kept it for himself. And that's it. He kept it for example. That's what I was looking for, not for himself. Right, and yeah, there you have it, man. You have these Edomites that are doing these things and stuff like that, but they're going to pay in the end. But for now, they can do whatever they want, because that is given unto them. And once the Heavenly Father gets angry, and their sins is risen up to heaven, then the destruction shall come upon them, and they will be where they belong, which is sorry. 22. Until the Ancient of Days came, and the judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. That's what we want. The judgment will... Daniel chapter... Oh, it's right there. I'm so funny. It says here for Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. This is what we want. Joel chapter 3, verse 7. Behold, 6. The children of Judah, the children also of Judah, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will make them out of the place where ye have sold them. I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. You're going to get what you deserve. And I will sell your sons, and here comes it, I should actually mark it, and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord had spoken that these are the Hamitic people. Hamites. We're going to sell them to the Hamites too. Proclaim ye, basically that's it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, because now they have their little missile weapons. And these are agriculture things which you can actually plant things with and stuff like that. But all these agricultural things will be turned into weapons, because World War III is on the horizon, right? And everybody is going to fight against the Edomites. But before that, and then after that, you're going to have all these nations going to come up and fight against us. And then we're going to mangle you. Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Before who? And it shall come to pass in that day that it will seek to destroy all nations that come against Jerusalem before them, before all these nations. Because the Lord will send all these nations to come and fight against us, which is Zechariah 14. I just read Zechariah 12, as you can read it here. Zechariah 14 and 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, so they're going to win. and the houses rifled, so they're going to rob our houses. This already happened, but it's going to happen again. And the women ravaged. This is what happened, and this is going to happen again. Ravage. This is going to rape. That's what it is. That's what's going to happen to the women of Israel. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, the concentration camps and stuff like that. And the residue of the people, this already happened because we went into slavery. But nowadays it's going to go into captivity because, the concentration camps and stuff like that. Horrible things are going to happen to the Israelites. But just like the Lord said in the book of Isaiah chapter 65, he said, but ye, 65 and 11, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare the table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore, so because you did these things, worshiping other gods and stuff like that, forsaking the Lord, forgetting the holy mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahashai, which is Yasharallah, which is, the Israelites, forgetting that you're an Israelite, don't want to accept that you're an Israelite. Therefore, so because these things, I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, which he will send. He will send these nations to come and fight us. He will do that. The Lord will do that. Because, this is the reason, when I called, how does the Lord call? Daniel 9 and 10. Neither have we, as the Israelites, obeyed the voice of the Lord our God, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. That's the voice of the Lord. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes. Right, he did evil before the eyes of the Lord. Because the Lord said that in the book of Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. And they, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbid. For they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them. Why? Because, let me read verse 4. For they are, you can read the whole chapter if you want to, if you have the time. For they are impotent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh the power, thus saith the Lord God. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Well, you can read that for yourself. So it says here, verse 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee, which is this word. That's because you eat knowledge. I'm hungry for this knowledge and stuff like that. That's why we should eat these words and be prepared, right? But did evil before, Isaiah chapter 65 and the rest of 12. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So, what is the Lord going to do? Zechariah 14 and 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. And what is the residue? I always connect these scriptures because it's fun. The residue of the people. Now, what does okay, so it says, and it says here, and the residue of the people, the Israelites, right? The people of Jerusalem shall not be cut off from the city. Right. Then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. That is what we are waiting for. We're waiting for that power. And what type of battle? What type of power? Joshua chapter 23 verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. This is in the day of battle when he did this for us. And he's going to do it again. That's what we're waiting for. And the residue here shall not be cut off. We hope that we are a part of that residue. Micah chapter 5 verse 7. And the remnant of Jacob, right? The remnant means, that's why this is how you need to read the Bible, because the Bible says that this is how you need to read it. It says here, Isaiah 28. Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? Who shall the Lord teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? He's going to explain to whom. Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. What is the breast? Proverbs chapter 5. For example, Pro 5. Your mother is wisdom. Wisdom is your mother. For example, you have Sirach 4 and 11, if I'm correct. Sirach 4 and 11, which is, wisdom exalted her children, so we are a child of wisdom, and lay it hold on them that seek her. This is your mother. This is also your sister. As you can read this chapter, and then you can read this chapter also, Proverbs 6, and then you can read this chapter, which is, wait, let me see something. You can read this chapter also, Proverbs 7, verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, for example. And here you have that suck upon her breast. Where is that again? Push it. Wait a minute. Where is that again? Yeah. It's talking about wisdom. Proverbs 5 and 19. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravaged always with her love. You can put this in the physical form, but it's talking about wisdom actually, because you need to suck the breast of wisdom because you are a baby. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. So what is this word? It goes into a woman, which is something that a man loves. Because why? It says here, so 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse. Where is it? Here, verse 7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Father, but the woman is the glory of the man. So, as a man, what do you desire? What is your glory? A woman. So, wisdom is your wife, is your woman. It is your sister. It is your kinswoman. It is your mother. You know, all that there. It's something that you love, and it's also something that you suck the breast from, because it is your mother too, because it is, breasts have milk, and milk is this word, and you're a baby, just like Yahushua said. Therefore, you drink milk from wisdom. Right. So what does the remnant mean? Remnant means, remnant means residue. It's the same thing. A small portion of people who will remain. This is Christian theology, right? But what does the actual word mean? It means a part or a quantity that is left after the greater part has been used, removed, or destroyed. That's remnant, which goes into the word residue. A small amount of something that remains after the main part has gone or been taken or used. So, and the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people. Well, which people? These people, all the nations that shall be gathered together to battle by the Lord for the punishment of the people that are demonic and don't listen. Therefore, he will number you to the sword. You're going to die because you didn't want to listen. They shall know it by pain. So it says here, shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from the Lord. A dew covers everything. As the showers upon the grass, right? That tarrieth not for man. Because when the showers comes upon the grass, Does it wait for you? Talking about rain. Hiding from the rain. Does it wait for you? No, I don't want to get wet. Like, for example, if you're in a weary place. Funny as hell. Like, for example, if you wait in a place and stuff like that, let's say in a field. Let me get the field. Rain in the field. Rain in the field. Let's say you're here, right? And you could just start, feeling the rain coming and stuff like that. Okay, check this out. Here it's dry, and here you see the rain, right? Let's say you're standing here, but you need to go at least like a mile or something for you to get to a place where it's covered like the thing that I just saw. What did I just see? Like this. Before you get to a place like this over here, the thing where you can cover yourself, right? Right. It takes, let's say it would take an hour for you to get there, or maybe 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Do you think this the rain is going to wait for you until you cover yourself up? No. Well, that's the same way. That's the same way the Heavenly Father is not going to wait let me read it again. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as the dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be amongst the Gentiles in the midst of the people as a lion among the beasts of the forest. That's what. They're not going to wait. They're going to dare you. And what will that lion do? As a young lion at that, among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. Once the residue of Israel, Jacob, gets their power, they're not going to wait. They're going to be unstoppable. Just like how the rain is unstoppable, especially to man, you're not going to beat it. What you going to do? You going to tell him to wait? Can a man stop a hungry lion? Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 6. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? You gonna drive him away? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had begun to burn? You can't. Why? Because they can't. They can try, but they can't. They can't. They can go around and try. They can try. Can they stop this? If you think they can, whatever, man. If you think they can, you're funny. You're funny. They can't. All this technology that these Edomites got, they can't. They can't even stop this house from spreading. Let's say it began here. If they quick with it, then hey, they might get it. But at the time that it's this, they can't save the house anymore. They can't save that house anymore. You know what I'm saying? All they could do is just try and get it under control. They try. Well, that's the same thing with a hungry lion. You can't stop them. And the Lord is going to make the Israelites as young lions. And the flocks of sheep are going to be the other people. But now we are the sheep in the midst of wolves. They're wolves and snakes. Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to... No, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, here. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. If you look at these Germans, a lot of them have the last name Wolf and Wolfenstein and all that crazy shit. They're the goddamn wolves. But Benjamin is a wolf too, but in righteousness. But that's enough of that. The point is that the Israelites are now sheep. We are in the midst of our enemies, and our enemies are like wolves compared to us as sheep. But we are going to be even worse than that. We are going to be lions. Young lions at that, bold, no fear. When you was 20 years old and somebody was acting tough, what's the first thing you want to do? Punch him in the mouth. But once you get older, you be thinking to yourself like, hey, wait a minute, man. These motherfuckers might have guns and weapons and shit. Hey, man, you better be careful with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you start thinking. You know what I mean? Because you're not that bold anymore. You know, you do things when you're younger, and you have no thought of repercussion. You put yourself in harm's way because you're too stupid to think of the future. You're not prudent, right? You're too stupid. I now remember this word. I often had a very troublesome times trying to remember what this word means, but now I kind of know it. Acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Yeah, I'm not going to use it in.
Prudent.
I'm going to use it in my daily speech, but I know what this word now. I always knew it, but I couldn't remember it. It's weird. But prudent. Now you know. Now you think of the future, because hopefully you're a little bit wiser. Once you pass that 25-year mark, 27 and stuff like that, once you pass that, then you're going to start thinking like, shouldn't do that. If I do this, then that might be the repercussions and stuff like that. Like, man, they see my face, camera, a lot of trouble. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing that, man. You know? But when you're young, you're bold. You don't care. And once we have that spiritual power, there will be nothing to care about. Because the Lord said, none can deliver these sheep, which will be the people, from the young lions, which will be Jacob, which is all 12 tribes. A small portion of them, by the way. Thine hands shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all. What does all mean? All used to refer to the whole quantity or extent of a particular group or thing. So it means to the whole particular group or whole thing or whole quantity of anything, basically completely. So it says, thine hand shall be, Micah chapter 5 verse 9. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and 100%, all thine enemies shall be cut off. All 100% of them. That's what we're waiting for. So we're down. I'm going to say shalom.